The law of conservation of mass states that in a chemical reaction, atoms are neither created or destroyed.
Here's an example. If there are 30 grams of hydrogen gas and 80 grams of water, how many grams of oxygen are there? If you answered 50 grams of oxygen, then you are right.
Okay, now let's start balancing. If the problem is Li plus AuCl3 yields Au plus LiCl, balance it. Okay, now to balance it, you have to put a 3 in front of the LiCl, and that'll give you 3 lithiums and 3 chlorine atoms. And that matches this, and then you'll have to put a 3 in front of the lithium by itself. And that's it. Let's try another. So you have C4H10 plus O2 yields CO2 plus H2O. Let's balance it. So what you're going to do is, since there's a 4 here, you want to put a 4 in front of the C. And then since there's a 10 with the H, you want to put a 5 right here, and that makes 10. And then next, you will balance the oxygens. So there will be 8 oxygens and then 5 oxygens, and that adds up to be 13. And that can't work because that's not an even number. So what you'll have to do is erase these and put a 2 in front of the C4H10, and that'll double the whole equation. So then you'll have 8 and 20. Now let's try it again. So you'll put an 8 in front of this, and that'll yield 16 oxygens. And then you'll put a 10 in front of H2O, and that'll make 10 oxygens, and you add those together and get 26. And then half of 26 is 13, so you'll just put 13 in front of oxygen, and now it's balanced.
Sometimes there will be problems that ask you to balance the equation, but they only give you the reactant. In this case, you need to predict the product. There are 5 different types of equations: synthesis, decomposition, single replacement, double replacement, and combustion. Synthesis has 2 lone elements as the reactant, and then they combine to make one compound as the product. Decomposition has 1 compound as the reactant and 2 elements as the product. In a single replacement, there is 1 lone element that adds with a compound, yields to make the product. To get the product, you have to look at the activity series on your packet. In a double replacement, there are 2 compounds added on the reactant side. To get the product, you just have to flip the elements from each equation. Anytime you have a hydrocarbon plus an oxygen in the reactant, the product of it will always be carbon dioxide plus water, which will make it a combustion. Here are some practice problems.